Rovo Dev CLI is the riskiest video in this batch, so the video has to be honest from the first minute. The official Atlassian docs cover installation, usage, commands, memory, and a terminal coding workflow. The launch material positions it as an Atlassian-flavored coding agent. But on this machine, the local prerequisite check shows CLI is not installed. That means the video should not pretend we completed a live authenticated run. The value is a setup review, what to install, what to verify, and whether the memory and Worktree model is worth caring about. Most coding agents live in an editor or standalone terminal. Rovo is interesting because Atlassian already owns a lot of team context through Jira, Confluence, Bitbucket, and work management. A terminal coding agent that understands that environment could be useful for teams that already run on Atlassian. The angle is not just code generation. The angle is project context, reusable instructions, memory, and work trees. If those pieces are implemented well, Rovo could be more team-aware than a generic local assistant. The install docs are the first proof point. Viewers should not skip the boring steps. Verify account eligibility, install the Atlassian CLI path that the docs require, authenticate correctly, then run a basic version or help command before opening a real repo. If a tool requires organization access, do not assume every viewer can run it today. That is exactly why this video includes a local prerequisite card. The setup is only real after the CLI exists, auth succeeds, and the tool can see the workspace it needs. The commands docs are where the setup becomes useful. A terminal coding agent needs clear commands for starting work, giving instructions, managing context, and exiting safely. The viewer should create a disposable repo first, then ask for a tiny change, inspect the diff, and run tests. Worktrees matter because they can isolate experiments from the main branch. If Rovo uses worktrees cleanly, it gives teams a safer way to let an agent explore without dirtying the primary checkout. Memory is the feature that can either save time or create confusion. Good memory stores durable project preferences, coding standards, and reusable instructions. Bad memory stores accidental opinions and stale context. The safe pattern is to write explicit instructions, keep them short, and review what the agent has learned. For Atlassian teams, the interesting question is whether Rovo can connect team context to code changes without leaking sensitive data or making assumptions that should come from a ticket. The caveat is blunt. Because CLI is missing locally, this should be treated as an access-gated setup review, not a completed live demo. If you have Atlassian access, the next step is install, authenticate, run help, create a work tree, and test a tiny repo change. If you do not have access, do not burn time forcing it. Compare the same workflow against Claude Code, Codex, Cursor, or another agent you can actually run today. A blocked tool can still be worth watching, but it has to earn the switch. Rovo Dev CLI is worth covering because it may matter for Atlassian-heavy teams, not because it is automatically the best coding agent. The promise is terminal coding with memory, work trees, and Atlassian context. The risk is access, auth, and ecosystem lock-in. My recommendation is simple. If your company already lives in Atlassian, test it on one disposable repo and one ticket-shaped task. If you are an independent builder, wait until installation and auth are boring before making it part of your daily workflow. Before you copy this workflow, use a simple checklist. First, confirm the official source, not a random tutorial mirror. Second, save the repo link, docs link, and exact setup command in your notes. Third, create a disposable repo with one failing test so the agent has a safe place to prove itself. Fourth, require a real output artifact, a passing test, a browser check, a pull request draft, or a hook run. Fifth, review the diff yourself. The point of these videos is not to make every agent look magical. The point is to separate tools that can close a verification loop from tools that only produce confident text. If the tool passes the small benchmark, then try it on a real project. If it fails the small benchmark, do not let branding, stars, or hype talk you into giving it more access. Keep the loop boring, visible, and reversible. That is how you get useful AI coding help without turning your repo into a science experiment.